Tonight's made-up story is a request from a girl named Ellie who lives in Pennsylvania and who turns 6 years old today on May 29th. And so we want to say happy birthday, Ellie.
Happy birthday, Ellie.
And Ellie asked for us to make up a story that includes a rainbow, a butterfly, and a donut. Once upon a time, a long time ago, there was a big girl whose name was Ellie. Ellie lived right on top of a big hill. The hill didn't have any grass growing on it. Instead of grass, the hill was full of dandelions. And the dandelions they had green stems and a lot of white stuff on the top that kids could blow in different places. And that grew all over the hill that Ellie lived on. And Ellie's house's roof was covered with dandelions, and all of the windows had dandelions on the outsides of them. And there used to be, yeah, bud?
Were there even some dandelions that were as tall as trees?
There were, yes. And next to Ellie's house, they had dandelions that were the biggest ones in the world. And some of them were so big that they were a little bit taller than Ellie's house. They didn't get to be as tall as real trees, but they were still pretty big. And in Ellie's house, there used to be a rainbow that never went away. And the rainbow went from one side of a mountain near Ellie's house to the chimney of her house. Yeah, bud?
With the gold in the chimney.
And Ellie used to always wonder if there was some gold in the chimney of her house. Because sometimes there's gold at the end of rainbows, and a rainbow did end in her house. And most houses aren't surrounded by hills that are covered in dandelions. And so, Ellie asked her mom one day if she could borrow a flashlight. And Ellie's mom said okay. Ellie got a flashlight, and she turned it on. She told everyone she was going to go on a secret mission to look. And what she found is that the chimney in her house didn't go to a fireplace. Instead, the chimney in her house went to a secret room that was behind the kitchen. And the secret room that was behind the kitchen had only one way to go in. The way that you had to get into the secret room that was behind the kitchen in Ellie's house was you had to go to the middle of the kitchen, and then you had to stomp your feet on the ground 3 times quickly, like stomp, stomp, stomp. And then after you did that, you had to look at the ceiling, and you had to put your hands up in the air and say stomp, and then you stomp one more time. And if you do that, then part of the floor opens up, and a slide comes out. And you can slide down the open floor in the middle of Ellie's kitchen to go under the kitchen to the secret room where the rainbow ends. Ellie was so glad that she had her flashlight because it was a little dark in places. And the tunnel itself was made of so many different colors that she wanted to see. It was actually a rainbow-colored tunnel. Ellie told... Yeah, bud?
Was the slide a rainbow?
It was a rainbow slide, yeah. And Ellie told her parents that they should come with her through the rainbow tunnel that you found at the end of the rainbow slide under her kitchen to get to the secret room. Well, Ellie's parents were so excited, and Ellie's mom came first, and Ellie and Ellie's mom went down the slide through the tunnel, and they opened the door to the other room. Now, the door to the other room was not made of a regular door shape. The door was shaped like a wheel, and the way the door opened was instead of having a doorknob, you had to press a button in the middle of the wheel. And then the entire wheel would start spinning around. And as the wheel would spin around, the middle part would get a bigger and bigger hole until the whole wheel disappeared and Ellie and her parents were able to get through the rainbow tunnel to the magic room. The magic room on the other side was shaped like a butterfly. And the room had big wings, and you can climb up the wings. And the room also had lots of different butterfly parts, and it was even colored like a monarch butterfly. And all over the room, instead of light bulbs, there were donuts. Yeah, bud?
This sounds like a yummy place.
The room was so yummy, but what was special about the room was that if a kid tried to, grab one of the donuts, if a kid wanted a donut and you wanted to touch it, and you pulled the donut down, then what happened was, first, the chimney got a little bit bigger, and a little bit more rainbow came through the chimney if you pulled the donut. And then if you pulled the donut a little bit harder, then the chimney would get bigger and bigger, and more rainbow would come in. And then you can see how gold is made at the end of the rainbow. Because if a rainbow goes into a chimney, and the chimney gets big, and you put some mirrors in the chimney, and you have the rainbow light all come together with mirrors that reflect towards each other, then that is how gold is made at the end of rainbows. And the magic room that Ellie found with her family had that secret way of pulling the donut to make the chimney expand and get bigger, to make space for more rainbow to come in, to make it easier for more gold to be created. And so Ellie told her parents, "Look," and she pointed at the rainbow in middle, right on the bottom of the chimney. What she saw was a golden crown that was being made out of rainbow colors, and it was turning into gold right in front of their eyes. And the golden crown floated around the room, and a voice said, "Whoever's head this crown falls on is going to be a princess." And the crown floated all the way around the room over different people's heads, choosing finally to settle on Ellie's head. And then Ellie had a real gold crown that was made out of rainbows with mirrors and in real gold. And when she put it on, she told her parents that now she was going to be a princess, and she was going to have to tell a lot of her friends what to do. And Ellie told her parents that it was time for them to go out of the magic room. And her parents said, wait, should we pull another donut first? And Ellie said, yes, let's pull another donut. And Ellie pulled another donut from the ceiling of the butterfly-shaped magic room. And when she pulled the next donut, what happened is the room changed shapes. And suddenly, the whole room became the size of a giant grape. It became a purple room, and it was like Ellie and her family were inside the grape. And everything around them was very yummy, because inside of grapes are yummy. It was like a giant grape, though. And you can still breathe. Yeah, bud?
So were they allowed to eat some of it?
Yep, and they were allowed to eat some of it. And Ellie was like, whoa, the magic room at the end of the rainbow could really change into different things. And Ellie's parents said they should probably go back through the rainbow tunnel and up the rainbow slide to get back to the kitchen of her house so that they could have dinner before bed. And Ellie said, okay. And Ellie and her family went back to their kitchen, and they closed the secret door, and they decided they would visit that place a different day. But Ellie still had her crown with her, and she was still a princess. And Ellie and her family lived happily ever after. The end.